Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? All right, let's get back to Iraq, but more than that, there's something that big happening out there in the Middle East, Asia as well. It's something somebody said that caught my attention, and I want to share with you and get your opinion. So let's get into this. Before we get started, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, check out our friends at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. If you are a first-time buyer and you spend more than $200, you will get an additional ½ ounce of silver with your order. Just follow the link down below in the description. No promo codes are needed. You can find me on other social media platforms like Facebook. I do have my own group called Pimpy's Investment Chat. Over here we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrency, as well as foreign currency investments and any other investments you wish to talk about. Come on over here. It's free to join. Just follow the link down below in the description. I can be found on Twitter, MeWe, YouTube, Odyssey, and now Rumble. Yes, that's right. I finally got a Rumble. And in addition to that, you can find me over here at Pimpy's News Network. If I should ever get kicked off of YouTube, you can find me on any other one of these platforms. So come join me. It's free to do so. The links for all these locations are down below in the description. So come on over and join me. Ah, yes. And a nice shine when it comes to silver. Hopefully you guys can see this. Nice, shiny 1 ounce coin. Yeah, I got another order in today. Pretty happy about it. Every time I get my orders, I feel like a fat kid in a candy store. So there's not a whole lot going on in the news, but I do want to cover something. So Iraq has been assisting China in developing relationships in the Middle East, which is not good for the United States. The text of the statement of the agreement on the return of Iran-Saudi relations and thanks to Iraq. It says Iran and Saudi Arabia agreed to return diplomatic relations and exchange ambassadors of the two countries within 2 months. That's pretty quick. The agreement was sponsored by China, where the agreement was signed. The text in the tripartite statement stated, in response to the worthy initiative of the President of the People's Republic in China, Xi Jinping, in supporting the expansion of the relations between Islamic Republic of Iran and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Now, I said this before in the past, that America is really good about going in there and doing regime change and establishing a so-called democracy. But they're terrible at rebuilding countries. And often what happens is other countries will come in behind us, swoop in, offer assistance, and build relations with that country. But with the talk about nuclear war, I'm not even kidding. I remember when Trump was in office, everybody's like, he's going to cause a nuclear war. Instead, he started creating peace. The only president in the last God knows how many freaking decades to avoid starting a new war. Now, with NATO's wanting to put bombs over there in Ukraine, bring themselves closer and closer to Russia, they forced Russia's hand. They forced them to do what they needed to do. I know a lot of you are going, what's this got to do with the dinar? If you don't see the bigger picture, then you're really missing out because it's all tied in together. So when Obama was in office, like he did his first 2 terms, he had catered into a lot of what China and Russia and Iran wanted. It was crazy to see. I remember he went on a world tour apologizing for America. You know what? Go F yourself, dude. Seriously. He was so disrespected as a president by these countries. When he landed in China, I remember Xi Jinping made him exit the back of the plane. I remember the Filipino president calling Obama's mother a whore. I was like, what the hell? Now, I'm not a fan of Obama. But as an American citizen, I was pretty pissed off about that. You know, I was like, hey, what world leader is going to call our president's mother a whore? Biden drove historically close Middle East allies into the arms of America's greatest enemies. Now, if you can't see what's going on to understand how this affects the dinar, if everybody's at war, does it matter about the dinar? Seriously. It's crazy how small the world looks whenever you look at a map. So where do you see allies? Well, right now you got India, China, and Russia. Russia and China is allies with Iran. You got Turkey over here. There's Saudi Arabia and there's Iraq. With these China's Silk Road Initiative, remember, if they can just become buddy-buddy with Iraq, this is a gateway to the Middle East. But now that Biden has pissed off Saudi Arabia wants to be part of the BRICS nations. And Iran was already an ally with China. and Russia. So now they control most of the oil that's there. You won't see it yet, but also Turkey's involved. So you have almost the entire Middle East plus the war going on in Syria. Russia has been on a bombing campaign. The military of Ukraine is almost depleted. They're down to the reserves. And now you got Ukraine saying, hey, you got to send American soldiers over here. Our military has been stripped. It is depleted. I have read so many articles about us not being battle ready at all. That's not good. And why is our military being stripped? Well, when you try to force everybody to take a jab and they don't want to, they get kicked out of the military. 64% of the pilots booted. So where's our air supremacy going to come from? Recruitment numbers are low. The military has been really depleted. It's the same thing that happened under Obama's first 2 terms. It is happening again under his 3rd term, where the military has just had enough. They're disgusted. If we are sending over tanks and missiles and everything else to the Ukraine, what about our need of different weapons? Now, people are like, oh, Pimpy, we can get them anytime. Yeah, really? You think so, huh? Keep in mind that a lot of our chips used for our guided missile systems are made in China. So you have China. They're getting ready to take back control of Taiwan. Myanmar is ran by the military because of a coup. So between Vietnam, Malaysia, and China, there's where most of our production comes from. Because our freaking politicians have sold us out by outsourcing almost all, if not all, of our manufacturing. Now we're relying on the very countries that we are adversaries with. So Middle East, right here, Saudi, Iraq, Iran, Turkey, and Biden turned over Afghanistan. And Pakistan is allies with all these people. So right here you can see Russia and China pretty much has the Middle East. You come down in here into Asia, they got North Korea. And I mean, let's just be realistic. China can easily take control of these countries over here. So who's going to help South Korea? Nobody. Who's going to help Japan? They can put up a good fight. But if Russia and China join forces, they're not going to be able to stop them. So if Russia, China, Saudi Arabia, Brazil, and Africa de-dollarize and turn to a basket of currencies, our markets are dead. The dollar is dead. And people around the world are starting to see that. So although we could be holding on to the Iraqi Dinar and it should go up in value versus the US dollar, you know, right now we're being pushed into World War III, and is it going to make a difference to you whether or not the exchange rate changes? We literally have people in the UK demanding that they strike with nuclear weapons Russia first. I told you it looked like they're going to try to go for regime change. Once Russia and China, and now once Russia went into the Ukraine, which is right here, and now Poland's talking about sending forces or doing something. So this is a world war, you guys. It's easily heading in that direction. So once I saw that article that Iran and Saudi Arabia are now starting to work together again, who's controlling the Middle East? The United States? No. We used to be the strongest nation in the world, but right now we don't have a lot of friends. And that's because they try to use that damn SWIFT system to control people and do regime change. And people got fed up of it, and now they're all teaming up. And I got all these damn people out there talking about, no, Pimpy, Trump behind the scenes and the white hats, man, they got everything. No, the hell they don't. Trump was just indicted. They finally was able to indict him on charges. Trump did not want to go to war. They had to get his ass out of there one way or another. And they did. And they put in Obama for his 3rd term. And now that they know Biden is a brain dead potato and the Democrats can't win with him on a ticket, guess who they're talking about bringing out to go up against Trump if Trump is able to run? If he's able to run. Because they're going to try like hell to indict him. I mean, come on. You should see the way they treat Trump associates. They're convicted of crimes that you usually pay a fine for. They're putting them in jail for the maximum amount of time. How if you got a freaking unpaid jaywalking ticket, they're going to throw you in jail for a long time just because you're associated with Trump. So when I tell you that this country is being destroyed from within, this is what I'm talking about. If they're successful, Trump's not going to be able to run. Then who? DeSantis? You think DeSantis is going to come and save us? The same guy that's a graduate of the globalist youth movement? No. If Trump's able to run, they're talking about bringing out Michelle Obama now. So, yeah, I've been really thinking about this. I mean, I'm happy if Iraq can get on track. But with this article coming out today about Saudi and Iran starting to build relations, and then you look at the map, this is like 92% or 94% of the world's GDP. And if they all dump the dollar, we are screwed. And it does affect the Iraqi dinar. What's happened in this country, we allowed. We bitch, we moan, but we didn't do anything else. Our founding fathers gave us this Second Amendment in the Constitution for what's happening today, and nothing is happening. It's disgusting. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. I look forward to your comments. I'll catch you later. I'm out.